Okay, so here are the three big stories for today. So the first is this polymer plant that explodes in southern Russia. Drone attack is excluded, according to Pravda. They said there's no possibility this was a drone attack. According to the most recent reports, the explosion occurred due to a short circuit in the workshop for the production of fillings for mattresses and pillows. And that caused an explosion that looks something like this. This is Anton Gerashenko. This is War Translated. Here are other examples or pictures of it. Yeah, something doesn't sound right about this to me. And here's where it was located relative to Ukraine. So something doesn't sound right about that. I mean, sometimes just a cigarette is just a cigarette, like the Moskva, but sometimes it's more than that. Nonetheless, it's important to Ukraine, even if it wasn't Ukraine attacking it, because it got $460 billion. That's the equivalent of the concern. The plant had invested in projects worth more than 460.7 billion, and it got that out of the economy, which is about 5 billion US dollars. So it works either way, whether it was just, faulty wires or something more. Okay, next story. Zelensky is calling for seized Russian billions to be used to rebuild Ukraine. Now, I think this is a bad move. I understand why he wants to do it. And if I was Zelensky, I might feel exactly the same way. David Cameron's talking about the same thing. Joe Biden's talking about this. Britain is ramping up the pressure on Western governments to use $350 billion of frozen Russian assets to help rebuild Ukraine's war-shattered economy. The foreign secretary brushed aside concerns that it could change the way people see financial centers operating and trigger an exodus of national reserves from Western banks. But that's precisely what will happen. What Putin couldn't do by using the ruble to exchange as opposed to the dollar, what Putin couldn't do to de-dollarize the world, we might do if we're not careful. Schiller is an economist. Robert Schiller, Nobel Prize-winning economist, has raised concerns about the potential repercussions of Western countries confiscating Russian assets. Schiller cautions that such actions could lead to significant upheaval, potentially paving the way for countries that use alternative financial systems or currencies to challenge the dominance of the dollar. I'm telling you, it's all bad. And Schiller, his Case-Shiller Index is what predicted the housing crisis. He's no slouch. I'm telling you, I think this is a bad idea. You pay reparations on the other side of the war. You don't do this, in my estimation. You can tell me what you think below. Last article, Medvedev offers Ukraine to choose between eternal war and a common state. As long as Ukraine exists on, quote, historical Russian territories, a new conflict may spark with Russia, or with Ukraine, rather, with a 100% degree of probability, Dmitry Medvedev believes. So they're going to just keep coming as long as Ukrainians claim to be Ukrainians on historic Russian territory. The existence of an independent state on historic Russian territories will always be a reason to resume hostilities. It's too late. No matter who stands at the helm of the cancerous growth called Ukraine, it will not make their rule legitimate, nor will it make the country legally viable. Therefore, the likelihood of a new fight will persist indefinitely, Medvedev said on his Telegram channel. 100% probability. May happen in 10 or 50 years. So you can't make a deal with that. That will not work. You have to fight until it's over. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.